Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm married to Matt. If you have been following us, you know that we have 5 kids, and we recently spent 3 months with 4 of our children traveling the lower states, mostly in between California and Texas. And we've been home now for a couple of months. My husband's gone back to work, and in today's video, I'm just going to share with you what it's kind of been like since we got home. When we first arrived home, it was mid-February, and there was still snow on the ground, and we came into our house and we had been renting it out as an Airbnb while we had been gone, which was one of the ways that we were able to travel around with our family. So when we came in, everything was perfectly clean, everything was in order, all the closets were emptied, there was nothing in cupboards except like the perfectly stacked towels, and it was really kind of a neat experience to walk into your own home like that, and we decided to use it as an opportunity for a fresh start and a clean slate. The first thing that I did was we unpacked the stuff from the camper and brought it into the house, and we went through it as we brought it in and decided what was coming back in the house and what we really didn't need based on what we had used when we were traveling. So we put those things away and kept things as clean and tidy as possible. I locked the door to our basement. We live in a bungalow, and our basement has all the stuff that we weren't able to finish decluttering before we left, and all the stuff that we hadn't gone through yet, but that we knew we weren't going to be taking with us on the trip, so all our paperwork and all that stuff. So I locked the basement door, and we didn't go down there for the first 3 weeks that we were home, which might seem extreme, but I really didn't want to start dealing with that stuff until I had situated everything and fully unpacked and settled in on the main floor. I started right away setting up new routines with the kids around school and around chores and those kinds of things, and I set up a really good structure for our day, which I had had a lot of time while we were traveling to kind of figure out, and we made sure that those routines were really set and that they were flowing really naturally before I started going downstairs and dealing with the stuff down there. So the next thing I started doing was decluttering. I have my days set in a bit of a routine, so I know which day that I have an afternoon to work on decluttering the stuff that's in the basement, and I'm going category by category working through it. My goal is to get rid of all of it. Obviously there will be a few things that we will keep, really important papers like tax papers and that kind of stuff. Extremely sentimental things, not every sentimental thing that we've ever kept, and maybe a few tools, but everything else is gonna go. So we had some plans on where we were gonna go. We thought about going again this winter. We're obviously working on our bus and finishing that up. I'm gonna do another video about that, and my husband will be on that video, and we'll be talking about what our plans are and how that's changed, what that looks like. Obviously, we weren't expecting this whole COVID thing to happen, so that may affect our plans, and we're being extremely flexible. Having said that, we are by no means sitting on our butts doing nothing. We are using this time very strategically, and we are preparing. What we're preparing for, we're not sure, but we're moving forward, and we're using this time to solidify our family relationships, to solidify our new routines, and develop our skill set. We are being more creative in the kitchen and finding new ways to save money and pay off debts and all that kind of stuff. We're finding it a lot easier to focus in and get really good results really quickly because we don't have the distractions of the world right now with all the outings and the busyness that goes on with that, and there's less distractions, so we can really focus in on what we're moving towards, and we are just in a phase right now of preparation for whatever it is that our next steps will be. So we're still working on the bus, we're still working on the house, we're getting the house ready, we're getting ourselves ready, we're getting our bus ready, and then when we find out what's next, then we'll move in that direction. Our focus right now is really just on what does this make possible for us? What can we do because of the current circumstances? And we want to utilize our time, our resources in the best way that we can, in the best way possible. I'd always had this dream to live this minimalist lifestyle that you see in magazines of all these happy families with bright, airy spaces. I wanted to have a few more belongings than those people do. Although my closet kind of looks like theirs. This has just really been a really cool opportunity for us because we just did this with the traveling in the small space with the family, and we grew closer and we learned so much. And so we were expecting to come back and integrate back into normal life, but this is not normal life. This is kind of like the same thing all over again, only a bigger house and more limited. So it's really interesting, but we are enjoying living in our home, keeping it really clean and just really experiencing life as richly as one can, really focusing in on what's important and getting that fullness of life experience. I'm using my time right now to develop my skill set in my home life setting, but also in business. And I'm also using the time to reach out to other people and encourage people, build relationships, and it's really been a beautiful season. That's the quick update. Thanks for listening. If you liked this video, please take a second and like it and share it. And also please subscribe. It really does help us out, and we'll continue to make these videos for you every single week.